Let's take a moment and look inside Trump's brain. It's obvious what's happening. Trump is becoming the worst scenario imaginable for the U.S. and the world. But here's the strangest part. All the sane yet morally reprehensible Republicans are sticking with him. It's the insane people who are saying, adios, MF. And a big part of Trump's mental illness is paranoia, because he knows the Epstein files will destroy him, and it's making him insane.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
So Tiny Fingers is being attacked by the craziest people in MAGA, which is a huge development. This is Nick Fuentes, an avowed racist, anti-Semite, misogynistic incel who is now saying Trump is nuts.
Yeah, look, something's wrong with him, man. And I'm not saying that to be nasty, but like, he's a weird guy. And some of the stuff that he does, just the way that he's always glazing himself and repeats himself, he's not right in the head. And I don't know if that's his psychology or if it's just his age, but there's something not right there. And anyone that's been around him will tell you that. He's a weird dude, like he's an odd cat. And maybe you need to be as tough as he is, but he's not sharp. If there was something wrong with him 10 years ago, it was a lot less apparent, because 10 years ago, he's a lot more sharp and I think compelling in general. And now he's just slow and monotonous and repeats himself and seems to really not know what's going on.
They had what?
Okay, Fuentes is just tiptoeing here, because in the past, he's really bashed Trump.
And now he says, if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, oh, I don't want your support. You're a weakling. Fuck you. Fuck you. You suck. You are fat. You are a joke. You are stupid. You are not funny. You are not as smart as you think you are. You are, and honestly, and if you watch my show, you know I've been very critical. I've never been this far. This just goes to show this entire thing has been a scam. When we look back on the history of populism in America, we are going to look back on the MAGA movement as the biggest scam in American history. And the liberals were right. The MAGA supporters were had. They were. When we look back in history, we will see Trump as a scam artist who served as a vehicle for this rather than the other way around. We were not the vehicle for Trump. Trump was the vehicle for all of us.
And I'll say this about this little Nazi. He's racist to the core, even attacking his own inner MAGA circle.
J.D. Vance also has a non-white wife, an Indian wife, and a kid named Vivek. All his kids have Indian names. So it's like, what exactly are we getting here? And that's not a dig at him just because I'm a racist or something. But it's like, who is this guy really? Do we really expect that the guy who has an Indian wife and named their kid Vivek is going to support white identity?
Of course, Vance never defended his wife after that, because we know how he feels about women.
Bunch of childless cat ladies.
And more on Nick Fuentes in a minute, because there is more.
Dating women is gay.
But probably the most significant defection is coming from the least likely person, Dairy Queen. Marjorie Taylor Greene has turned her back on Trump 3 times, and it's not insignificant. While red states are suffering from Trump's tariffs, this former Waffle House greeter voted for the big, beautiful bill without reading it, then realized it was really bad for her 700,000 constituents.
Congresswoman, you say in full transparency you didn't know that this was in there, and now you're shining a light on it. How did you not know that it was in there, and how'd you find out about it?
Well, we don't get the full bill text until very close to the time to vote for it. And so that was one section, that was 2 pages that I didn't see.
I'm sure she's not the only one who didn't read this bill, but this is a crazy woman who said 9/11 was an inside job. She believed Democrats were pedophiles who drank children's blood. She said Democrats stole the 2020 election.
What about Jewish space lasers? Tell us about Jewish space lasers.
No, why don't you go talk about Jewish space lasers, and really, why don't you off? How about that?
And she compared wearing masks during COVID to the Holocaust. Okay, well, now she's punching back hard on Trump. You see, the reason we have a shutdown is that Democrats were opposing Trump's cuts to the subsidies for the Affordable Care Act health insurance premiums. And now so is Dairy Queen. She won't vote for the conference committee version, and that is huge.
The ACA subsidies, do you want to see them extended before the end of the year?
What I want to see is I want to see Republicans and Democrats come together on a plan that's literally going to help Americans afford health insurance. Because right now the health insurance industry is completely broken. The current system in place, which was passed by the Democrats in 2010, those credits do expire. And if they do expire, we're going to see millions of Americans' health insurance premiums double and even maybe upwards from that.
And of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene has sided with, of all people, Representative Ro Khanna and demanding the Epstein files be released.
And this is because this is an issue that matters so much to Americans. This is an issue that doesn't have political boundaries. It's an issue that Republicans and Democrats should never fight about. As a matter of fact, it's such an important issue that it should bring us all together. It's grieved me to watch the arguments and debates take place among my colleagues and even the administration. I think this is something that was worth fighting for.
And that brings me to Mike Johnson, the Louisiana altar boy who will not allow for the swearing in of this woman, Adelita Grajava, because she backs releasing the files.
It's not okay. It's not okay, and I'm not going to let myself just like sort of take it. My nana would say, no te dejes, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. We're going to continue to apply as much public pressure as possible.
So there's obviously someone tugging on the loose thread that is the garment that is Donald Trump. And one more thing on how insane Trump is and how no one can control him. Maybe you saw this meme over the weekend, an AI version of Trump flying a plane and literally dropping shit, not just on protesters, but also on the Lincoln Memorial, the Capitol, Arlington National Cemetery. Now that's fucking crazy. But what's even crazier and a true sign that Mike Johnson is Trump's cuckold is listening to Johnson defend this meme.
But what does it say that the President of the United States over the weekend released a video of him pooping on the American people?
The president uses social media to make a point. You can argue he's probably the most effective person who's ever used social media.
But there's more. J.D. Vance, this ass monkey, he was defending these young Republicans who were praising Hitler.
Vice President J.D. Vance earlier today commenting again on a Politico story involving members of young Republicans' organizations and thousands of leaked messages where they're seen exchanging hate, racist, and homophobic texts.
The reality is that kids do stupid things, especially young boys. They tell edgy, offensive jokes like that's what kids do.
Look, this isn't calculus. The attack on American cities is an attempt to halt whatever proceedings regarding Jeffrey Epstein that might be down the road. And while Trump is losing his base of weirdos, none is weirder than Nick Fuentes, who attended a dinner at Mar-a-Lago with Kanye West and is part of the young Trump base that J.D. Vance was defending. And this might be the defining clip of how fucking nuts he is.
What, people calling me gay because I've never had a girlfriend? I think if anything, it makes me less gay. Never having a girlfriend, never having sex with a woman, really makes you more heterosexual. Because honestly, dating women is gay. Having sex with women is gay.
The legacy that will define Trump is ironic, actually. The crazy Dairy Queens, Lauren Boeberts, Nick Fuentes, and of course, these religious wackos.
He showed me Charlie in heaven riding on a horse with Jesus, and Jesus has given him like a horse ranch.
Well, it won't be these brain disease MAGA bigots that have a hand on the steering wheel. It'll be the so-called normal sociopaths, from Sean Hannity to Mitch McConnell, from Laura Ingraham and Mike Johnson to pouty lips Carolyn Levitt, and everyone in between. The slow defection of those who got what they wanted is a quiet escape so they can count their money and hide from the backlash that is coming. But the crazy ones, they're attacking Trump for a variety of reasons, but it all comes back to Trump and Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein?
The thing you want to remember is, as crazy as MAGA was and is, it's not Dairy Queen or this shit bucket who have us where we are. It's the established Republican Party that was and still is ready to destroy our democracy for a profit. But, and this is a big but, will they be safe from the next revolution? Because yesterday there were tens of millions of people in the streets, all acting peacefully for now. But as the shadow of Jeffrey Epstein covers Trump and his GOP friends, and they employ the military against U.S. citizens to threaten us, how long can that peace last?
We don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
Goddamn right.
I think the president is definitely f***ing Satan.
They know how to get to me.
I kept my underwear on.
Go fuck yourself.
A witch hunt.
Suck my fat one.
You're a nasty person. They had what?
Who you talking to?
I don't want to talk about this stuff. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy. So this is the guy that peddles in garbage.
I'm Chip Franklin.